Good evening. Hi, everybody. So, give me a second here. So, in case you didn't know, it's Pinktober in support of breast cancer awareness. So, we're in some pink, and we've got a pink project this evening, although it is also coffee inspired because it was National Coffee Day and International Coffee Day this week. So, I thought it'd be fun to mix the two. So, anyways, good evening and welcome. My name is 𝗧𝗢𝗣𝗑𝗖 and I am ButterDish Designs, and this is Crafty Hour episode 107. So I have a fun layout for you this evening. We're going to do this one here. It is super easy and a great way to use up that paper that you have on hand. So that's what we're going to be doing this evening. And yeah, so thanks for joining me. I appreciate you tuning in and saying hi and all that good stuff. So yeah, I don't know if you can tell, I'm having an allergic reaction right now. Just something gotten into my right eye. So if you see me blinking a lot, and I'm gonna try not to rub my eye. Yeah. So hi, Connie. Yeah, it was something in there and I pulled it out, and put some eye drops in, but it was right before Crafty Hour, of course. So anyways, a little bit red-eyed from an allergic reaction, and yeah, we're gonna carry on though, our craft on. So anyways, all right, let's have some fun. I want to talk about this though. I'm going to show you the card I initially designed. This is actually not the first one I did, and I want to show you this for a reason. So this was the initial one I designed here, and I did it all in the Pretty in Pink with just a hint of the Summer Splash on there, and then that. But in my mind, this turned out a little bit different, the steam part on this. So I went ahead and just started again. It's always fun to experiment and so forth like that. But because this part's embossed back here, I wasn't able to continue that steam up there. And so I just started over. Not that it's a bad card or anything. It's just, it wasn't in my mind what I was looking for. So, but there's the inside of that. So I went to this one here, which I love, and just went no steam. So there we go. All right. So let's get started. And yeah, this will be fun. That over there, over here. Let's go to, there we go. There's the solo layout for this. Getting used to my new space here, the new island. So things are straighter this time and whatnot. Okay. So we are going to be working with Crumb Cake and Pretty in Pink, even though we're going to be doing Summer Splash and Pretty in Pink on this here. But it needed another, like a neutral in there. So that's why I went ahead and added the Crumb Cake. All right. So the Latte Love bundle here. And we're going to be using the coffee cup here, this coffee, this hello there, let's catch up, and just those three stamps out of this. And for the dies, we're going to be using the coffee cup and the coffee. Hi, Lisa. So those are the two dies that we're going to be using out of that set. And let's, already got those mounted here. I was prepared for tonight. There we go. Oh, we're not using the steam. we are going to use some embellishments here when we're done. Put those over there. And yeah, so let's just have some fun. This card's going to go together very quickly. It's not hard to do. I going to be really honest. I didn't sit there and measure this out, and you could do that, but it's very easy to not do it when you just think that there is, like an 1/8 of an inch. That's pretty much, and I'll show you a little trick to getting those lined up. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started here. All right, I'm going to set the ink up here until we're ready for them. We need this piece to stamp our coffee. And then let's go ahead and go over the pieces here. We've got our envelope. All right. This is what we're going to be doing the coffee with. So we need to stamp on that and die cut it out. This piece is this here. Now this layer measures 3.5 by 4.5. Okay, so remember that. 3.5 by 4.5. We're going to make our inchies, our little inch squares. We're going to do 3 of them out of this color, this designer series paper, and then 3 out of this. We've got our embossed layer here, which is 4 inches by 5.25. So that's going to go under that there. And then we have our card base, which is a tent fold, and it's 4.25 by 8.5, scored at 5.5, just the standard one here. And I've got the inside, which is 4 inches by 5.5 inches. Okay, so we've got all our pieces here. Let's start our stamping, and then we'll do our cutting and embossing. And then I'll show you how to put that together. Okay. Since these are photopolymer, I'm getting my little squishy pad out here. And let's just go ahead and start with our envelope and our inside. I've got Pretty in Pink here in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It is a beautiful pink. Just a true pink. Oop, got there. I'll move that up. Sorry about that. There we go. Sure. Hi, Melanie. Why not? You could. Hi, Kathy. Whatever you have is what you want to work with. And you don't even need to, any designer series paper will work. So, or make your own, which is a great idea. So, all right, so we've got those pieces there. We do need to stamp that coffee cup one more time here on this pink piece, which is also Pretty in Pink. So we're going to be doing some tone on tone stamping there, which is good. The one little special thing that I did with this coffee cup here is I took the blender pen. Actually, I need to leave this open. And I added just a little bit more to that. So I just picked up some ink and just went ahead and added like some shadows. And I am basically just going along the art lines. They're already there for you, so you don't have to do this, but it just added a little bit of dimension to the cup. It gave that shadow on the bottom. Oh. And I am just picking that ink up there. And it's super quick. Just a little bit extra. And that in. And that's it. Go ahead and when you clean off that blender brush there. Okay, so that's all the pink stamping we're doing. Let's go ahead and do our crumb cake, okay? So we've got this, and those. All right. First off here is the coffee. Again, this is tone on tone, crumb cake on crumb cake. Here is our envelope. And there we go. Here's our card interior. There we go. Okay. Now for this here, it's our sentiment. And I am going to actually wait until we get our inchies on there so that I can get that in the right position. So we'll come back to that last stamp there. So let's go ahead and do a little die cutting. It's going to be very quick and easy here. You'll see it come out the end. And got the cup, which, like I said, you'll see it here in a second. You get a little piece of tape to secure it. I'm just trying to line that up there. And the little coffee piece. I'll just run them through at the same time because they're small. Okay, here we go. There's our two pieces that we're die cutting. Got our beautiful little coffee cup there and our coffee that hung out down there. Okay, those dies, we're done with that. What I need now is this embossing folder. So we're going to take out these two plates here. We've got our layered piece. And what I'm doing is just lining this up. Let's see there. There we go. Push this back through. Because this is a 3D, we need the gray one here, plate number 4. This is one of my favorites. This is on back order, just so you guys know, but it should be coming back out soon. So I love both sides of this one. It is a new favorite of mine. Okay. Okay, now let's make our inchies. And that's just what I call 1-inch squares, or inchies. Inchies. So I'm going to need 3 of these. So I'm just doing 1 inch, 1 inch, and 1 inch. Be mindful when you're making inchies, not that it's critical or anything, but if you're on the line, right below the line, just make a note of that so that you can kind of be consistent with your cutting there. Okay. All right. So let's go an inch of this one. And this is Summer Splash. Appropriate since summer doesn't seem to be going away here in Arizona. It's still 100 and something out. I think 102 today. I'm going to do this side over here. Okay. Let's get down to business here. Okay, we've got our piece. This is the one that's 3.5 by 4.5. And I'm going to use liquid glue here. And you can just lay them out to make sure that you've got them where you want them. You know, I just am doing every other one, the color, so you can roughly know where they're going to go. And the trick that I found the easiest for me is that I started in this corner, I went to this one, did this outside one, and then the middle, so you could center it, just eyeballing it. And then I went ahead with this one and then put this one in between. And I think you'll understand why when I'm going along here. Just so if you made any mistakes or you're just off slightly, these two have more wiggle room than these outside ones. So that's my tip for doing that. Okay. So, and I prefer liquid glue for this because it gives me a little bit of time to move this around and position it where I want it. And I'm looking to do 1/8 of an inch roughly. So, and I do mean roughly. So there we go. I'm going to turn this just so I can see it. If you wanted to, one thing that I did in this particular spot to line stuff up, if you just wanted to go ahead and have something, I think I put a piece of cardstock, whatever you have that's straight, and you line it up that one side, then you can easily line it up like that. Okay. And again, sticking with, pretty close to the same there. Let's go for our center one. And you can see already the gap in between these is much bigger than the others. But that's okay. So it's still going to be even. That's why I said to start and work your way. I made these too tight, but that's okay. It's still good. It's going to look great. One thing that you can do instead of stamping the sentiment here directly onto the cardstock is you could do a double of this, but you would have to add a little bit of room to that. All right, there we go. And the last one. There we go. All right, still looks good. Just need to let that dry without me moving it around there. All right, we're good. We're good, we're good. Not overcomplicating it. Okay, I've got my crumb cake. Just be mindful, whatever sentiment you're using, that it's going to fit in roughly, a 2-inch by 1-inch space. There we go. All right, let's start building the card. Let's go ahead and start with the inside. I think the more that you do this, the more you'll get used to the spacing. And you could, like I said, use a ruler if you want to make it really precise. But it's handmade and perfect as it is. So don't stress. Works of the heart. All right, there we go. Right. This side, this one's got that big bump, and then we've got this flatter side. I want this side to face up from, it's just my particular taste for this particular card. Just centering that. And I'm going to hold this here for a second. So try this with whatever embossing folders you have already. Just make that bottom layer, which is the 4 1/4, the 4 by 5 1/4. The next layer is that 3.5 by 4.5. And then your 1-inch squares. Okay. Now we've got this one. I better put a little bit more on since it's going on top of that embossing folder. Trying to leave some DNA evidence there on that. I'm trying really hard to pay attention to this, not to these lines, because the embossing folder is definitely, the lines on it are not all straight. That's just how it's made. All right, there we go. Okay, let's take our little coffee cup here and add our coffee. Oop, going way too far one way. Oops, there we go. right, here we are. I am going to pop this up with dimensionals. Duct paper. All right. When I was putting this down, I kept going, do I want to center the coffee cup or do I want to center, the handle and the cup? So I kept going back and forth, back and forth. But I settled on almost the center of the coffee cup there. All right, there we go. And it is ribbon time. So I'm getting out my little bow maker here. This way. All about that big. There we go. Just tie that. And I can cut it off and trim it a little bit. Ooh, I didn't have that tied really tight. That's one thing with the bow maker, I will tell you, is that you do need to tie your bow pretty tight. Right, back to the drawing board, which is easy though. All right, here we go. There we are. Now we're good. Just go ahead and trim that. Okay, and for this part, I adhered this with glue dots. Just going to put that to the side right here. Kind of tuck it a little bit under the handle. And there we go. Okay, now let's get our embellishments. Gotta have a little bit of bling here. Wait. There we go. And one more here. Thanks, Cody. Yeah, I think that great little card to catch up with somebody with. So there we go. So Hi. Hope you liked tonight's project and you'll give it a try. If you make any of these NG squares, please share them with me. I'd love to see what you come up with. Melanie, if you use that buffalo check stamp, please let me know, and I'd love to see what your card turns out like. So give the little inch card a try. And like I was saying before, if you wanted to do another piece of paper here, instead of doing it on this cardstock, you could just double and then add that little bit in there to put that right there if you wanted to. Just another way to do this. So anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you have a great night and an even better weekend. And if you're in the Tucson area, I will say that there is a big community yard sale down at 𝗧𝗢𝗡𝗘 on Houghton Road. The whole community's having a yard sale, and there is a craft supply sale in the community center, which I'll be partaking in from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. So if you go, stop, say hi, and have a great weekend. Thanks. Bye.